What if I told you there was a place, a secret facility, hidden from the world? No windows, no distractions, no colors, just a white room, a sterile, emotionless space, empty but not pointless, cold but not dead. Its only mission? To create the top 1% of humanity, those who dominate, those who lead, those who change the world. Now this might sound like fiction, a plot straight out of a psychological thriller, some underground lab where prodigies are forged in silence. But stay with me, because to imagine what such a place could do, we don't need fiction. We just need to look closer, into history, into science, into the raw, untapped potential inside every human being, including you. Throughout history, societies obsessed with excellence, with domination, have tried to build their own versions of the White Room. Different names, different methods, same goal, elite transformation. Take the Spartans, ancient Greece. At just 7 years old, Spartan boys were ripped from their mother's arms, not by force, but by design, thrown into the Ayanokoji, a ruthless training system built not just to harden their bodies, but to reprogram their minds. They were starved, they were beaten, they were pitted against each other, but they learned to endure, to strategize, to survive. They didn't need fortresses, they were the fortress, their people were the walls. Why did it work? Because every part of their environment screamed, "You will not be average." There was no room to hide, no comfort to escape into, only growth, only struggle, only forward. Fast forward to the 20th century, Soviet Russia. The USSR was born in chaos. It had no patience for mediocrity. They needed minds, engineers, mathematicians, strategists, inventors. So what did they do? They built schools like weapons factories. They isolated the gifted and accelerated them, held global academic competitions, and dominated them. They created programs that didn't just teach, they transformed. They weren't chasing the West. They were launching satellites, sending men to space, building nuclear tech before anyone else. And while the rest of the world watched in disbelief, they just kept going, because they had designed excellence. Whether it was the brutality of the Spartan mountains or the cold brilliance of Soviet labs, the pattern was the same. The environment made the elite, not motivation, not willpower, design. Now today, we don't need swords or Soviet propaganda to tap into this power. We have something stronger, science. At the center of it all is a single word, neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't fixed, it adapts. It rewires itself based on what you do, what you feel, and most importantly, where you are. When you're comfortable, it stays the same. When things get hard, when your hands shake, when your breath shortens, when your back is against the wall, your brain evolves. Struggle is the signal. Discomfort is the trigger. Pain is the spark. Elite institutions, real or fictional, use this on purpose. They don't randomly throw challenges at students. They place them in what's called the zone of proximal development. It's the sweet spot. Not too easy, not impossible, just hard enough to stretch you without breaking you. It's where elite growth lives. And here's the twist. You don't need a lab. You don't need a government program. You don't even need a coach, yet. What you need is to step inside your own white room. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. You are a product of your environment. Always have been. Always will be. Motivation is temporary. Willpower burns out. But design? Design doesn't get tired. That's why the White Room had only one color. That's why the Spartans removed kids from family life. That's why the Soviets filled schools with meaning and propaganda. They understood something we ignore. Your brain takes the path of least resistance. If you make distraction easy to reach, you'll fall every time. If you make junk food, mindless scrolling, and excuses easy to access, you'll sabotage yourself. Not because you're weak, but because your environment was built to make you weak. So reverse it. Design your space to make winning easy. Remove visual cues that lead to distraction. Track what derails your focus, and eliminate it. Set up your room like a performance zone, not a comfort cave. This isn't about perfection. It's about engineering momentum. Because if your room is designed for dopamine, you'll crave comfort. But if your room is designed for power, you'll crave progress. Every legend had a guide. Alexander the Great had Aristotle. Miyamoto Musashi had the Book of Five Rings. Even fictional masterminds like Ayanokoji were shaped by hidden mentors. Mentorship isn't optional, it's leverage. But in today's world, it's rare. It's expensive. It's behind paywalls or Ivy League gates. So what can you do? You simulate it. You build a habit of mentorship. You listened to the history tape of your heroes. You read biographies, letters, speeches. You studied the patterns of greatness. You absorbed the voices of people who already built what you want. No, it's not the same as having a personal coach, but it's infinitely better than walking alone. Your brain adapts to the voices you surround yourself with. Make those voices powerful. Let me ask you this. What if your goals were as addictive as your worst habits? What if, instead of escaping into Netflix or TikTok, you escaped into progress? Not out of discipline, but because you craved it, because you needed it. This is called gamification. The Soviets turned genius into national pride. Today, Duolingo turns language into competition. Apple Watch turns movement into streaks. You can do the same for your life. Here's how. 1. Define a clear main mission. 2. Track your progress visually. 3. Reward yourself for showing up, not just achieving. 4. Use tools and automation to reduce friction. Eventually, you'll stop chasing results. You'll start chasing the process. And that's where the power is. What separates the average from the elite? 2 words: deliberate practice. This isn't about grinding blindly. This is about training smart, focusing on your weaknesses, breaking your craft into parts, getting feedback, adjusting instantly, repeating ruthlessly. Champions aren't built from effort alone. They're built with precision. Here's how to apply deliberate practice to your own goals. 1. Set one clear, specific target. 2. Break it down into components. 3. Practice the hardest parts first. 4. Seek fast, brutally honest feedback. 5. Adjust. Repeat. 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 Treat every session like it matters. Because it does. Every rep rewires your brain. Every repetition is a vote for the future version of you. Now let's bring this full circle. The White Room doesn't need to exist in a lab. It doesn't have to be hidden underground. Because it already exists. It exists in your habits. In your calendar. In your room. In your rituals. It exists in every choice you make when no one's watching. You don't need permission to become elite. You don't need someone to select you. You need to design your way in. Step into the White Room. Strip away the distractions. Silence the noise. Rebuild your systems. Recode your mind. You already have the architecture. You already have the pain. Now all that's missing is the decision. So welcome to the White Room. Now build yourself beyond imagination. And can I make a simple request? If you found value in this video, please like, share, and drop a comment below. Tell me what you're building, and I'll see you inside the room. Thanks for watching.